How many times have you gone in the past?
4.
Okay.
How many times have you gone in the future?
Right, smart ass. Get out of here.
Welcome back to Eat Sleep Nerd, a show where you can check out Go AFK and relax with us as we discuss all things nerd. I'm your dorky DJ, Corey Winter, and in this episode, we're discussing prep for this year's DragonCon Expo in Atlanta, Georgia. So, joining me is our entire team. We got Christian James. We got Brit Hart. We got Nick Murphy. We got Josh Minter. We got Jason Summer. Look at this. Look at all of us.
It's pure chaos.
Look at all of us.
Bunch of red nerds. Eating and sleeping.
We were in Star Trek.
I'm not a lot of sleeping, but
So, we are coming hot off the heels of this year's Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo, which is why we have all of our jerseys. This is our Expo jersey that we debuted this year.
And it's why we're all here.
That's why we're all here. We had people come in from out of town. Jason all the way from Indiana. Britt all the way from Tennessee.
Yep.
Nick all the way from down the street.
yeah.
Literally.
So, we are planning to go to DragonCon this year. We already have our tickets, but we've actually never been to DragonCon except for Brit. And she has warned us it's a whole different beast from
It is a
the
whole
Huntsville
different
Expo.
ball game.
So, we're a little scared,
Don't be.
especially because just after this Huntsville Expo, we're tired. We want to go to bed. We all have headaches.
Yes.
But DragonCon, we're going to talk about how to prep for it. We're going to talk about what we're going to be doing there. We're going to be talking about who we want to meet. We're going to be talking about, I don't know, plans for the show. I don't know.
Yeah, it's DragonCon.
Yeah, it's
the
DragonCon
beast.
general.
I can give you guys a little rundown of my experiences. And
And I do want to say, you guys are rocking the sunglasses.
thank you.
Yes.
So long I've wanted to be twins. It's not the headache I have. It's the power of friendship
The
happening.
twinsies.
Well, they're clearly not twins because one is
No.
wearing Oakley and one is wearing Ray-Bans.
We're like Hulk Hogan, brothers.
I don't think Hulk Hogan likes brothers. Last time I read.
That's also true.
God.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
And see you later. Just,
Just reporting the news.
If this is your first time tuning in to our channel,
sorry.
yeah, well, sorry.
Our deepest apologies.
My condolences.
We're not usually this much of a mess. We also don't usually have all 6 of us in person. This is kind of a hodgepodge of
What
recording.
is your algorithm? Like, how did you end up right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And you really need to clean up your stuff if your algorithm brought you here.
Yeah. So apologies for the messy set. We're usually a little bit more neat than this, but
When?
Is it your first day?
Yes.
So anyway, we have done no prep for this, so hopefully Brit can lead this one in some sort of organized fashion.
Okay.
Well, no. So this is an episode of necessity
Yes, I think that this is very necessary, especially for like listeners and watchers.
because like we just did
as
a
well.
we just did a baby con.
Right.
Like it's still
Yeah.
a pretty. Like don't get me wrong, it's huge and they're doing awesome and everyone had a blast. But all things considered,
It's a medium size.
yeah, like this is not a huge convention. But we are about to go to one of the huge
Yeah, like
conventions.
as
in
far as
August.
conventions go, you got San Diego Comic-Con. I would put DragonCon right up there with it as far as popularity goes.
It is the largest in the Southeast.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Like without us going to a different part of the world,
yes.
Yeah.
this is as big as it gets.
Yes.
So our line of thinking was, we just recorded an episode where we kind of went over the things that maybe we were a little disappointed over. We could have done better for our little local Comic-Con. And now we're gonna step into the big leagues and we know what we're getting into. And thankfully we have a guide.
Oh.
Who's that?
It's Brit.
Oh, it's Brit. Oh, sorry. I was not paying attention earlier. I'm sorry.
It's what we're here for.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
I'm
you.
your designated trail guide.
Oh, dear Lord.
So, if you're tuning in as we're posting this, so you're not watching this like in the future, this year's DragonCon is August 29th through September 2nd, 2024 in Atlanta,
Payday.
Georgia.
I'm telling you.
Brit was explaining that it's actually not just in a single convention center, but spread across like 4 or 5 different hotels.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a good bit of walking involved.
A lot of walk.
So there is a lot to prep for. Lots of guests. I don't even know if they've even...
Their guest list is insane.
Yeah, I don't even know if
every
they've
year.
even announced everyone yet.
No.
all of that said,
It's gonna be so hot.
we will be there. Eat
Yes.
Sleep Nerd will be there.
We'll be there.
We'll be there with our cameras. We'll be there with our swag. We'll be there
Bright-eyed,
with our
bushy-tailed.
winning personalities.
Come buy some swag. That's
Speaking of
place.
swag, Corey.
Did I say it was shop? Shop.eatsleep?
Yeah.
Shop.eatsleepnerd.com.
It's embarrassing.
We
Sorry,
officially
he
have
was-
swag.
I know. It's
As of
it's
this
first
recording,
time.
there's only a couple of different designs,
Right.
but you can find a whole.
Yeah.
I just made this thing last week, but you can find t-shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, hats, bags. There's more to come.
Do we have
we can-
socks?
There actually are some socks on the
I
way.
get some socks.
I want those sweatpants
Like
so
socks.
bad.
You know what swag stands for?
Stuff we all get.
My Riz. Okay,
I actually
no,
never mind it,
pause.
but-
Okay,
We'll
so
eat sleep
Pause?
families.
Corey, pause.
Pause.
Corey said that I could do this thing. Okay, so
What?
I want to make a sweatshirt with my tombstone
Mhm,
that
mhm.
I'm very well known for, apparently,
Mhm.
with some like little sparklies, and then ESN on the back with some little sparklies and a little Grim Reaper.
Okay.
I love that.
I love that.
It's a
What was it say? Like Rip
that
Brit
design.
or something like that?
Yeah.
Rip.
Rip Brit.
Yeah.
rip
We're
rip.
gonna have a lot more
I
stuff.
think Brit.
There's been talk of like
Okay.
stickers
Yeah.
and
Fun
all
stuff.
this other stuff, and I would actually love for us to get some little stickers made to hand out at DragonCon.
Mhm,
I think that would be
With our
QR code.
yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot it. was
Maybe
called.
some hand lotion and face wash.
Yes.
Sanitizer. Hand
Put it in
sanitizer.
my-
Yeah.
Ashley,
Anyway, so
We're gonna take this thing corporate.
Yes.
DragonCon.
Right.
We will be there. So, Britt, can you like just sum up the experience of DragonCon for us before we really get into the prep of it? Just what is DragonCon?
How many dragons are there?
Yeah, I would
Do I
like
get to
know.
pet the dragons?
I would like to know that also.
Okay, that is a very loaded question, Corey, because I'm gonna tell you, you see if there's a costume that you think of, like you can picture, you see it at DragonCon. There's so many tracks. The cool thing about DragonCon is it encompasses all of nerd culture. There's a science fiction track, there's an anime track, there is a pop culture track, there's a comic track. There's different tracks. That's how DragonCon functions, is there's different tracks.
So when you say tracks, like these are actual organized sections of the DragonCon.
Yes.
Interesting.
Each
So all the sci-fi stuff is together. All the comic stuff is together.
Yeah,
Loosely.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the way that works is you can always look on their website for this too, is like if you want to say your thing is sci-fi,
Mhm.
you look at that track and it will tell you panels and guests
Oh, neat.
going to be there and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then typically there's an app, the DragonCon app, where you get real-time updates throughout the day. Like in the way that it used to be, I don't have the app anymore, but the way that it used to be when I had it is if you really wanted to see a certain panel, you could add that to your track. You
Oh,
could add
nice.
that to
Okay.
your- And you get like,
You get like a customized itinerary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
at least that is how it used to be.
no, you are totally correct. So, if you go to their website, dragoncon.org, there is a things to do tab, and you can go down that and click on tracks. And it says, choose your own adventure. Some of the options
get it.
are
It's a book series.
alternate and historical fiction track. There is the animation track, anime and manga track. They get like really specific, like the Apocalypse Rising track, costuming, digital media, fantasy literature, film track, kids track, puppetry. Like there's a lot of tracks. So,
Literally, when
Star
I
Trek track.
tell you that you
Star
will
Trek.
see everything at DragonCon, you will see everything at Dragon.
So what to me what what all these tracks mean is that is how large this convention is, that they have enough going on that they have to make track.
Yes.
Yes. So that to me speaks to like how big this thing really
Yes.
is.
The-
It is massive.
So-
it is a massive convention.
The ACDA, the American Choral Directors Association, does something similar to that with the app that they have, and it's so that because that's the national convention, that's all choir directors from the country come to do that, and they organize it in a way, which it sounds like it's very similar. They organize it in a way to where you can get to see everything that you want to see. So, like for example, if there's a panel at this time
Mhm.
for this track, you'll be able, like you might miss that one, but something similar or maybe the same exact thing is going to happen in a later time. And you're able to put it into your customized itinerary
Yep.
at that later time. So you can still go
That's
do this
really
one thing,
cool. Okay.
but and while you know that it's happening later, you can go get it.
So you don't accidentally overlap things that you want to do.
You don't double
So
book
for
yourself.
example, you don't sign up to take a picture with Bill Shatner while all the TNG casts are having their panel.
Yeah.
To confirm, there is a Trek track.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Do they just call it Star Trek?
Community.
No, it's called the Trek track.
Trek.
All
Yeah,
right.
there's
That was going to be my
there's a
second
very
guess.
big Star Trek
T-squared.
community that goes to DragonCon every year.
That's very
Like
cool.
there's
My
literally
people.
I have friends, you know, the movie 300, the Spartans.
Yes.
There's entire groups.
We'll never
of
forget those abs.
people that right. You get to see them in person this fall, so be excited.
Oh, well,
Okay.
there you go.
But yeah, so it's
Just
it
stand next to them and
spans
feel
hotels. It's a massive convention. There's a lot of walking
time.
involved. It can be extremely overwhelming. It's an intense experience, but it's a very elating experience at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Hearing you talk about it, because we talked about this a little bit before we started recording, I'm getting scared.
Get
I'm-
excited. Turn that into excitement.
I'm halfway there. It's like anxiety.
It's I will say one of the things that can definitely be intimidating about it, besides for the sheer size, is figuring out where everything is.
Hmm.
Because everyone goes to DragonCon for different reasons. When I was younger, I partied. I partied and saw cool costumes. Okay.
But now you're
Um,
old.
Ugh. There will not be a lot of partying for me.
I
Because
say that as a fellow old.
I like sleep way too much now. But
Very much so.
Um, but it is a little bit intimidating trying to figure out where actors are going to be where, because actors are so unhinged at DragonCon. I have friends that ran into David Tennant just walking down the sidewalk.
Cool.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's such DragonCon is such a unique experience.
So if you see him on the street now, I guess you don't say 10. Do you yell 15 at him?
I just yelled Broadchurch.
10 plus 15.
Yeah, or Broadchurch, yeah.
It was so good. But yeah, like it's very interesting. It's very hard to describe other than it's unlike anything that you're going to experience as far as conventions in the Southeast.
So, based off your experience of going, what would be one thing that you would make sure that you would do to prep for this experience coming up?
Calisthenics.
Yes.
Stretching.
Like,
Yeah.
no, genuinely, I say that. And I say that for myself too, because I only cosplayed yesterday, Saturday at the expo, and I have shin splints today.
Yeah.
Like, I had to go like muggle mode essentially today, which is fine.
That
Which
makes
is
you
fine. I'm very much out of
Ridiculous.
practice. It's first convention of the year for me. So, but I would definitely wear comfortable shoes if you're going to cosplay.
Skechers.
Light up Skechers.
It's the old people shoe.
Yes.
The Skechers.
But I
No
I would-
Heelys.
It's too dangerous.
Downtown Atlanta, yeah.
Think how fast you could go between the hotels, though.
It's a good point.
But it's one of those, like, I would definitely
I don't hate it.
Mm.
get your body ready for it, just because it's going to be really warm. There's a lot of
August
people.
in Atlanta.
It's 4 hotels, okay, so it's multiple blocks. That and like plan out. Try to really plan out what you want to do. Be as prepared as you possibly can by picking what you want to do, but also be aware you're going to be in lines.
I don't go to Disney because of lines.
Yeah.
It's too expensive for me.
But I will say, as from what I know, DragonCon, it's like a well-oiled machine when it comes to guests. Because there are so many attendees. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's so
If it wasn't, it would fall apart.
yeah.
I'm just browsing the website as Brit's introducing what DragonCon is. So, holy crap, there's a lot to do. So, looking at their things to do page, they have it broken down into 3 sections: contests, events, and workshops. That's not even including things just like going to see vendors and going to get autographs and stuff. So, all of the typical just expo stuff aside, you have contests, several of them. You have costume contests, obviously. You also have pageants, like entire pageants. You have, oh gosh, video game costume like they have a bunch of different contests. So video game costume contest, Star Wars costume contest. You have a masquerade costume contest.
Oh,
So
that's
tons
fun.
of different
Okay.
just costume contests. You have workshops. so you can actually learn how to like do some different animation drawings and stuff like that.
But
That
they
would be
also
fun.
do workshops for like
writing.
prop building, and things like
Do they have any like
Ooh.
voice acting
That'd be cool.
workshops?
I'm not sure. The workshops page is actually not that in depth.
Okay.
But yeah, so they have writers workshops, things like that. They have a bunch of different events. Obviously, autographs. They have burlesque shows. They have
Going.
night at the aquariums.
Ooh.
They have philharmonic performances.
Wow.
They have puppet shows. They have live performances and DJs. They have pool parties, pinup pool parties. Ooh, okay.
Bunny catch party.
They have reading sessions, wrestling matches, video and film rooms. They also have the typical stuff like tabletop game rooms and things like that. So, good bit of stuff. Obviously, panels as well. So, lots of cool stuff.
Like
Half-naked
when I
gals.
say DragonCon, it's
Tabletop.
like a different beast entity entirely. I'm not joking.
It sounds like that we're not going to be able to cover everything.
No.
Yeah, this is not.
No.
Yeah, there's
Not at
yeah. Like
you
I'm.
could have
yeah.
like a seriously huge production crew, because there are people that do,
Right.
and that you
still
still
won't.
only get a
Yeah.
fraction. So that's why I say that the app is really great for, because my track is going to be very different from your all's, especially because I'll be returning to a convention I used to frequent. So you guys kind of saw this weekend, like me reconnecting with a lot of people. It's going to be a lot of the same thing.
All right, now Brittany, you have to
Absolutely.
decide what team you're on.
I don't
You
think,
cannot, yeah.
I don't think you want her to pick.
You want me
I don't think you want her to pick.
Yes, live on air, Brit.
Jumps out the window.
I'll meet you in the WWE
Mhm.
at DragonCon.
Fine.
It's part of her
Bring it.
track.
Part of my track.
I know how to run.
They have like
Very
special effects,
short
demos.
distances.
They have everything. They have everything. It's so fun. Every hotel has something different about it, and they're all party hotels. So
Mm.
you can get your beverage, and you can just like walk
I
around.
do like beverages.
Yes, you can get your adult beverage, and you can like walk around.
It's like orange juice.
If you want orange juice,
It's okay. We
The
can
adult
get you, we
part
can
is
get you a
that
box.
he
We
can
can
have
get you a
it
juice
any
box.
time of day.
That's right.
Yeah, he doesn't have to ask.
That's the cool thing about it is there's always
5:30
something
OJ.
going on. 24 hours. There's something going on at DragonCon. 24 hours.
it's
There's
too many hours.
really no
It's too-
downtime.
All the hours.
That sounds that
It's too many hours.
part of that sounds really exciting, and part of that sounds just absolutely
Awful.
no. Just anxiety inducing.
I just want to.
Now, I will say, as far as like crowds,
Mhm.
in the evenings, if you're into, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably party just a little bit. Okay. Till 8:30, and then I'll go to bed. But you, in the afternoons, you'll probably be shoulder to shoulder with some people. Just because everyone is really just there to have a good time and meet people and connect. It's one of the coolest and surrealist experiences. I've made literal lifelong friends. Just by hanging out
In a line.
at the not rooftop, but like the loft bar in the Marriott, just people watching. Because you see, like I said, if you can think of it, you're going to see it there.
We should make Eat Sleep Nerd branded deodorant.
Ha! I love that so
Honestly,
much.
I'm down.
When you said shoulder to shoulder, I was like,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe some head and
We'd be the heroes of the con.
We like little swag bags, like with stickers, something else, and deodorant, and just hand them out.
Yeah, don't
And that way it's not
antiperspirant spray.
right, and that way it's not pointed like you need this, but here's a swag bag, and
There are
I love
some. There is one year I specifically remember. It was a local dentist office, and they were giving like little swag bags with their cards and stuff, with like toothbrushes and stuff. And you know
Smart.
what? It saved my life that year because you know what I forgot?
toothbrush.
My toothbrush, because I was
Heck yeah.
packing up like 7
Didn't have to use your
costumes.
finger. Yep.
Back whenever I was in my prime, I did 2 to 3 costumes a day at DragonCon, and DragonCon was 4 days.
Wow. Never
No,
mind the
homie,
changing,
that's
the
entirely too many
preparation
costumes.
for those costumes.
It
Yeah.
was DragonCon was always very intense for me. This will be my first year going since coming back from retirement, where I'm probably going to have several costumes. I'll probably have full Mandalorian armor. I'm hoping to have Mara Jade finished again.
4 of us are going to have Helldivers costumes.
But it can only be
Can
4.
I just have a sign that says "For Democracy"?
what is that?
Oh,
Yes, Corey. Go
Down
on
to the end.
4 of us can be Helldivers. 1 of us can be a bug. 1 of us can be a robot.
Can I be a bug?
Yes.
I'll be a robot.
Okay.
What's happening?
So Helldivers 2 is a video game that's come out, and it is massively popular. And you work in 4-man teams and you fight against either robots or insects
For democracy.
for democracy.
For democracy.
And have you ever seen Starship Troopers?
It's Starship Troopers.
It's Starship Troopers. Oh, anyway. Okay. Anyway, but it's just really massively popular. It's really a lot of fun, and a lot of people are really enjoying it. So that's it in a nutshell. Helldivers 2.
Helldivers 2.
Continue the show.
Yes.
Give it a go.
Okay.
Continue the show. All right. So, Brit.
Yep.
I don't even. What do we,
Words.
What do we,
Honey, it's okay. Look, I got it.
What do we do?
I got it. I'll listen.
What do we
I'm
do?
gonna take it over from here. I got this. All right, y'all ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
So,
Let Mama handle it.
if you want to cosplay, this is going to be my suggestion, team. Pick something comfortable. Okay,
Okay.
your first go around.
I'm going to go as Captain Pike in the wheelchair.
That's fine.
Okay.
Oof.
Whatever you want to do. I say this because you're not overly going to be like overwhelmed by the sheer amount of people, but people will take photos of you. Speaking from experience, when I was Bunny Suit Mara Jade, I did a photo shoot and I was stuck there for literally an hour and a half because so many people will come up to you.
So I need to dress as Bunny Suit Mara Jade, and I will get photos?
That was my
Okay.
takeaway from that.
Yeah, that's what I got from
Aw,
that.
Bunny
Okay.
Suit gang. Eat, sleep, nerd bunnies.
It's funny.
But no, just be
Mhm.
prepared. People are going to want your picture no matter what. If you're in costume, some people, if you're not in costume, because some people people go on their honeymoons to DragonCon.
That's kind of cool.
Like people
Yeah,
just,
that's
it's
nice.
all about making memories and stuff. So I highly suggest that if you would like to do a costume that with this being your first year going, it's something that you can maneuver in well. I just kind of push people at this point. I'm
Just
just like,
stiff arms them.
no, I mean, when I was Mihawk
Just
on
Heisman's
Saturday, I
away.
was literally like, at one point, I was like, I got this. And I just turned my sword and just went.
Oh, so
I
she
will
cheated.
say-
she had a sword.
I will say I'm an expert at walking through crowds. So like if you
That's because you're a
6'4".
giant, sir.
they part. So like I just like you just see me in New York. That's
It's like Princess Bride. Everybody move.
So-
I don't
but-
sound like that, Jason.
I'm not saying that you do. I'm just saying that's the image that I have. You
Sorry,
know what?
continue.
Fine.
But yeah, so I would highly suggest you guys wear something comfortable. Because I think you guys all need to experience it. Because like I said, it's something else being in costume at DragonCon. But definitely the app is going to be your most utilized tool the whole time, especially if you're interested in meeting guests and going to panels and checking out workshops and stuff like that. Definitely get the app. Really focus on hydration. I say that from someone who does not hydrate like I should.
August in Atlanta.
Yes, that's
In
that in
September.
itself.
Do you remember?
There was only one day, my entire experience with DragonCon, there was only one day that it was like a little cloudy and kind of rainy that felt nice. Other than that, it was walking on the streets, sweating, going to different photo shoots. And I mean, if you guys want to catch like really cool group photo shoots and stuff in the DragonCon Facebook group, there's also a DragonCon photo shoot group where because they do massive shoots, right? Like huge Star Trek shoots
Mhm.
or Marvel or Spider-Man or DC. So if you want to get like cool photos of people in cosplay, going to those shoots is your best bet.
Cool.
Because I know some of you guys are into certain things, and so that would be a really fun experience for you all. They can be a little unhinged. The DragonCon Parade. I have walked in that parade a couple times. I would recommend that you guys definitely go down and watch. I mean, they have DragonCon TV in the hotels, so
Okay.
you can watch things on the TV. I watch it every year.
How
Even
I
the
Let's say
years that I
standing
haven't.
outside in Atlanta. You.
They-
my preferred way to experience it
They do it
is on
early
the
Saturday
television.
morning.
Okay, yeah, I might do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's before the heat of the day because the 501st is there marching. The Mandalorian mercs are there marching. Like you have people in full armor. What is it? Transworld, the big horror house down there, has like ridiculously huge floats every
Huh.
year. Like for the parade, they go all out. It's so fun. So I recommend experiencing it in person. Your first.
You mean the parade?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, just going down there and watching. I recommend experiencing that in person. Just because seeing everyone's faces and seeing the people walking, it's like a very heartwarming experience. And it reminds you of this is, at least as a costumer, like why I do what I do, but why we as nerds, gather. Like we all want to share that camaraderie and experience. So DragonCon is the perfect place for that. So I recommend doing that as well. I recommend hanging out after hours because you're going to see a lot of famous faces. Speaking from experience. Yeah, I mean that's just like the very tip of the iceberg.
Right.
Like DragonCon is such a big convention that there's no way to you're not going to get to do everything you want to do except that ahead of time. But I would pick throughout the whole weekend. I would pick like 4 or 5 things that you're like I need to experience this.
Okay.
So
yeah, it sounds it already sounds like it would be kind of an overstimulation for everything.
it can be.
Right.
It can be loud at times. It can be overcrowded at times. It can be overbearing at times. But going in there knowing that makes it easier. It's like half the battle with that.
How many times have you gone in the past?
4.
Okay.
How many times have you gone in the future?
1 right now.
All right, smart ass.
1 right.
Get out of here. Anyway, so what was the most?
I mean, every year though.
Yeah.
I love you, Josh.
That's a great question.
I may have forgiven you for this.
What was the most surprising thing that you found out or that you experienced out of in your 4 times that you were there in the past? What was the most
untold number in the future?
What was the most surprising thing that you learned about the DragonCon experience?
It is what you make it.
The end.
That was not as.
I totally get that.
I mean,
DragonCon is
thank you for that.
in the sense of you can either make it fantastic and take it all in stride,
right,
or it can be a nightmare.
So it's about your attitude.
Yeah, it's about your attitude towards it. Because, like I said, you're going to be standing in lines. There's going to be drunk people running across the street. Like that's just how this is. DragonCon. DragonCon is just. There's no other way to describe it. But I guess a deeper, answer would be like the most meaningful thing that I've learned at DragonCon. Self-expression would be extremely meaningful. Because my very first year at DragonCon, I was a timid little baby at the age of 23. And I was still kind of newer to costuming, cosplay and things. And so I didn't know what people wanted to see. And honestly, I've never thought that my stuff was that great. I'm going to be completely transparent. I never thought that my stuff was great or cool or anything, but seeing people light up and be excited, it made me want to be more myself. As an introvert, and I say this to all of us, except for Nick, I think that you can also be a very extroverted bestie. Look at you go.
When I want to be.
DragonCon kind of pushes you out of your shell, and in the best way. And the fact that you're there with people who share your interests and your passions in so many different facets of what it means to be a geek or a nerd or enjoy those types of things. And so it pushes you out of your comfort zone in the best way, as in you're interacting with people that you're probably never going to see again. I mean, you've got corporate CEOs and stuff in cosplay, just hanging out at the bar talking shop. You know what I mean? And then they see your costume. They're like, oh, yeah, I love that run of blah, 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 blah. I love Death of the Family. That run, your Batman looks amazing for that. You know what I'm saying? It's such an incredibly validating experience when you come from a nerd culture that used to bash you for liking the things that you liked.
You found your people.
Yeah.
Cool.
You find your people.
Yeah. Okay.
And for me, I guess as far as like deep meaning for me, yes, that's what I personally gained from it, is like I found my people. So
it's a great place to like network and stuff too.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, when you think on a business side, it definitely is. Because there's creators from all over literally the world that come to DragonCon to shoot content, like videographers, things like that. Cosplayers, big name cosplayers come in, crafters come in, media people, producers come in for this. Like,
Learn any business cards.
it's literally one
about
of
to
the
hustle.
coolest experiences on the planet that you can have. Literally.
I'm about to hustle.
I just
Okay.
remembered I had
Yeah.
It's
business
about to
cards.
happen.
Hustle.
Poor Corey. I've done so much work. So, and you know, and to your point, like this year and last year, I have met people in line waiting to see.
Yeah,
yes,
you did.
Stop.
Yeah, you
Stop.
did.
But
Yeah.
no, stop. I'm just saying. I was trying to make a. I was not. I was just saying. I've met people in
But
line.
yes.
I've met people in line and people just the volunteering and working there.
People.
Yes, that we found a commonality.
Persons.
We found you know, just being kind of I guess lay or casual. Can I
We
have a
these people?
serious statement, please? Here,
Yeah.
I don't know. You
Yes.
seem to be struggling.
Yes, you
Yes.
can.
Anyway,
You
thank
met
you.
us.
No, so you have like a casual interest in the comic expo world and the Comic-Con world. And you know, a few of these people I've maintained friendships with since meeting them. Haven't really seen them since, but we're on Facebook and we communicate and things like that. And it's really cool. So to your point, yeah, you run into people and you meet people that you never would have met otherwise from all different walks of life.
Can I
That's
tell
how we met.
you guys?
That's how we met Brit.
And that's how we met Brittany. Exactly.
Can I
Yeah.
tell you guys something that was extremely eye opening for me?
Just
No
one eye or
shades.
both?
God, you were all just assholes today.
So I genuinely want to talk about this for a minute because this is it was a nerd awakening moment for me. Back in my cosplay prime in the Southeast, like specifically Alabama and Tennessee, Georgia, I knew that people knew who I was. Okay. And this is not me tooting my horn. Again, I've genuinely never thought that I was anything cool. Like, hello, literally. I get anxiety talking to Eric, and I'm like, oh, you were my first anime crush. You know, whatever. But it was my first DragonCon, and I was literally just walking through the food court, and I had so many people know who I was and ask for a photo with me and ask me to sign things. And that, I'm going to get emotional. That was the coolest moment because then I realized how many people's lives I've touched.
It's cool. That's pretty cool.
Like, that's why DragonCon is one of those conventions. Like, it's extremely overstimulating for me. But that was a moment for me where, oh my God, no.
Just killing that moment.
Yeah.
And we just lost all of Brittany's viewers. Was it
Trying to help her out.
on the 20% mark? Yeah, that's spilling. It's just
Well,
it's just on
Yeah.
the rug.
Anyways,
Well,
It's everywhere.
I'll clean it up later.
you're moving anyway.
I didn't do that. I was just-
but anyways, that was like one of the defining moments of my cosplay career. And it happened to me the entire weekend.
well,
That's cool.
Well, I mean, even just this weekend when you were in cosplay, little kids were coming up to you wanting to take pictures with you.
Yeah, that's why I do it. Like,
Yes, the wee
we've-
ones.
We've had
Young one.
that conversation on when we did the cosplay episode. That's
Oof.
why I do. That's why I don't mind having shin splints today, because yesterday I made people stay.
Mhm.
And to me, that's fine. Same thing whenever, because I'm going to redo a couple of my old costumes for DragonCon. I'm not going to name them yet. They're going to kind of be surprises. But it's things that I was known for. Just because people appreciated those. And I appreciated those characters and just reliving that. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
I'm not that person anymore.
Now,
I've faded into the abyss of the internet. But it was just a really cool DragonCon experience for me.
now, you have mentioned some of these, and without ruining it, do you think that you'd be able to find the same materials that you had before to make those larger penguin costumes?
Honestly, looking back on it,
Right.
I'd probably choose better fabric.
Are you going as one of the Madagascar penguins? Do you like to move it?
Dang it, Nick, I do like to.
Okay, so that's another group one we could do though.
Honestly,
Who's Julian?
Yeah. just every time people start trying to take pictures, smile and wave, boys.
Smile and wave.
But-
Penguins or the actual.
I actually really want to do that now.
yeah, that would be actually amazing. You're going to see so many groups. You're going to be so surprised. There's people that do full office
I like
casts.
to move it.
There's people
I
that
like
do
to
like
move it,
full
move it.
Mad Max casts. I talked about that earlier. There's people that do entire Star Trek series. Like you see massive cosplay groups, people that live all over the United States and the world come together and do these really huge group cosplays. But no, I could talk about DragonCon for forever because I've had so many experiences, like meeting Patrick Stewart, Sam Whitaker, seeing Daniel Radcliffe run off in the distance, incognito. It's a really cool experience. I think it's going to be cool to share this with you guys. It's going to rock your socks off.
That's cool.
So, do we need like walkie-talkies?
Yes.
Quite
Oh, that's a
frankly,
good idea.
frankly,
No.
probably.
We need the ear.
Yeah,
I
the
have
earpiece.
those.
Oh,
Where you
I have
speak into the watch?
I would love an ear thing.
So walkie talkies that
Right.
we have, but they have like little pressy things that can clip onto your lapel.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Like mics?
Yeah.
Just mics.
Yeah.
Just like,
legit. Just go.
right. Yeah.
Like quite literally, because we're gonna get separated.
Mhm.
I can already tell you.
Keep them separated.
I'll be at the bar.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah,
like we
right.
put little leashes on each other, you will
Spray
get
tan.
separated from people. You guys will want to go experience and do other things because I'm primarily there for the costuming.
I
Flare
tend to
guns.
Walk away.
So
Flare guns. We need to find each other. Flare guns.
Layer.
Flare guns.
but
Not flurkins.
Flare.
Can we go as the cast from House? Indeed.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
That's a throwback.
Wait, we need.
Why?
We have to.
Well,
Oh, no.
we're going to have to sign y'all up for some shift work.
So you can be Cuddy.
Yeah.
Wait, the Indian guy. Remember him?
The guy that ended up on Obama's cabinet
That can be me because
or advisory
Little brother.
position. Yeah.
that doesn't matter. Sorry.
He was. What was that?
He was on
Movie
Harold and
series.
Kumar go
Yeah,
to
that- yeah,
White
yeah.
Castle.
White
Yeah.
Speaking of throwback
Which,
to our
by
last
the way,
episode.
White
Wow.
Castle.
Yeah, White Castle. Right.
Let's start wrapping this one up
Okay.
by actually going around the table.
Okay.
And I want everyone to ask Brit for a piece of advice about something for DragonCon.
Oh, okay.
So, Jason,
What?
something you're curious about with DragonCon
Oh
that you
goodness.
can ask Brit about.
Hold on. Well, we'll set the stage here. We've all gotten separated.
Okay.
Cell phones are not working.
Yeah, that's very.
You see Brit walking past you, and she's pretending real hard that she doesn't know you. So you've only got time to ask her
So
one
pretty normal.
question.
Okay, this is standard. Okay.
You've only got time to scream one question at her.
Right.
What do you ask?
Do you want me to go first? I
Yeah,
got
go
one.
first. Yeah, let
Yes,
me think of
you've
this.
got
I
one,
did. Yeah.
What is the number one don't miss event?
Bunny Hutch.
What is a bunny hutch?
The Bunny Hutch is
Is
it's an 18 and plus event. They have a costume contest. It's where people take characters and they turn them into bunny suits. And you have the men.
I'm in.
Listen to me. The men are like the Hugh Hefners. Like they will theme out as well, and they'll have bunnies.
So is it be? Go ahead.
I had the description pulled up. So the Bunny Hutch Costume Contest. Start your con with an ode to the mashup at the Bunny Hutch Costume Contest. Put your best spin on the classic bunny or hef at this contest, where creativity, process, originality, and construction will be considered. Appropriate for all levels. Non-traditional costumes encouraged.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's typically a few like guests that go to this event as well and just mingle and hang out. That's where I met George Perez. He
Okay.
was like, "Hey, girl, let me get a photo." And I was like, "Absolutely." can I get a photo? And he was like, absolutely.
Not
So, and I'm telling you,
$40.
I'm telling you, like, definitely you want to pay voice actors and actor correct. You know what I'm saying, for like their photo ops and everything. But
Right.
if you see someone just at like a bunny hutch party or something, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to care about that stuff.
Especially if they ask you for a picture first.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
turnabout is fair
I mean,
play
like,
here.
but like nine times out of 10, if you're like, hey man, how are you enjoying DragonCon? You know, you just make conversation. Be like, is it cool if I just get a picture real quick before I head on out? Yeah. So 9 times out of 10, they don't care.
Yeah.
In my experience.
All right.
I do have a
Jason.
question. Okay. So what would be considered a serious convention faux pas?
Oh yeah, what should you not do?
Not wearing anything.
No.
You're invisible, man.
Doing something. I'll
Okay.
I mean like a serious, like on a serious question. Yeah.
Consent is a big thing.
Okay. This man.
Yes.
Here. Yeah.
Especially as a cosplayer,
Okay.
especially at DragonCon.
Okay.
If you see someone sitting down or resting or eating, or if they look like they need a moment, it does not matter how cool that costume is, leave them alone.
Okay.
I cannot tell you how many times I have been like trying to decompress or just chilling for a minute, because as a costumer, DragonCon is very intense for me. And I will literally be shoving a Subway sandwich in my mouth, the only thing I've eaten that day.
$5 foot long.
And they're like, hey, my kid really wants a picture with you. You can't wait 5 minutes?
Cool story. I'm eating.
Like literally.
Yeah.
And the kid doesn't even, the kid doesn't know.
Yeah.
It's the parents. So my thing is, because you're going to see a lot of things. You're going to want to take pictures of a lot of things. Could just consent is my biggest thing. That would be my biggest advice. Cause I'm going to tell you right now, the cosplay community is over it, and they have no problem telling you to go F yourself.
They would say something like, absolutely not.
Literally, I have.
Hank,
Yeah, but
it's gonna be your security. Your
Oh,
time.
thank you.
Yeah.
We'll be,
My brothers.
yeah, well,
My bestie.
They
Just
they could be paid with sandwiches. by the way.
So yeah, that's going to be
I'm very cheap.
my biggest advice is, and not saying just, and it doesn't apply to just males either, females. I have seen females harass male costumers. And every time I get right up in that ring and I'm like,
Nick, you got one?
So this is, I guess it's a little bit more of a selfish question and not adhering to the rules that you guys established.
It'll be okay.
okay.
there are
I
rules.
love that.
I just like, I'm not of the culture as much
Mhm.
as y'all.
Mhm.
So I just legit don't know like what to do. Like all I can think of is Samuel Jackson characters.
As far as cosplay,
Yeah. Like I want to participate, like because I legit want to have fun and I want to like experience it, because this is my first con ever. So
Yeah.
I guess this is one.
Oh
this
my
is I
gosh,
want
it
to go
is.
to.
Yeah.
This is my first one ever. So like I want to like. I'm not saying that it needs.
Welcome to the deep end, kid.
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick
Famous, I can't-
before you answer? At this convention today, or this weekend that I saw, it did not matter if the person who was cosplaying looked like the person they were cosplaying as.
it does not matter.
It did not matter.
Skin
They
color does not
cosplayed
matter.
as
Nothing.
who they wanted to cosplay as.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter.
And those are some
That's
of my
more about the
favorite
character.
Literally,
than
what you
the
just
person.
said was my issue.
So what do you mean?
I don't know who to be or what to
Like
like.
what?
There's
Like
no,
what character?
there's
you
no
would wanna
character
be.
that like
Speaks to you.
gotta be that.
Okay, well then
Oh,
that's fine. So
yeah.
if all that speaks to you is Nick Fury, be Nick Fury.
Or Julian from
I thought that
Madagascar.
too. Oh,
Honestly, that would be
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
fun.
wait.
Thank you for letting me jump in, Brittany. I appreciate that.
What's the? Is it Jules from Pulp Fiction?
is that Jules?
Yes.
That is a tasty burger.
I don't remember.
So my formal.
If you do
advice-
Jules, I'll do Vincent.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Perfect.
It's just.
I think it'd be perfect. Yeah.
it's a suit and
Well,
wig.
I need a wig. Yeah.
Didn't you have a bolo tie, right?
Yeah.
Vincent
Okay,
did.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Vincent did. Yeah.
My
with the
serious
Sprite.
advice to you is, because this is your first convention,
Mhm.
okay? And this will be like your first time. And I totally admire and I'm totally on board with you wanting to cosplay. I would pick something that you're comfortable in. And we can all give suggestions, you know what I'm saying? But I would also keep in mind that to feel a part of DragonCon, you don't have to cosplay.
But Yeah, 100%. I think I just want.
If you're gonna do it, you want to
You
do
wanna
it.
like,
kinda dive
yeah,
into
yeah.
that.
If we're doing this, let's do it.
And I'm totally down for that, and we can definitely.
Because like that's just like how my brain and I know that like it doesn't have to look 100%, but like it's just how my brain is.
The way
I have to
the
make
way
it work.
my advice for diving into this would be look at specific series that you enjoy and just start researching characters. Like if you like X-Men,
It will
or
be
if you
more
like-
fun to you if it's something that you
or
are
if
excited
you
about.
like Marvel, or if you like
Nick, I got it.
whatever.
Christian's been over here
I
in
can be a
deep thought.
disgruntled.
Like-
I can be a disgruntled millennial.
You really you really
be,
can. There
you
are
can
people
be the mailman from Bob's Burgers.
Okay, so
Literally.
I thought that in my brain. I thought that in my brain. That's very
You
funny.
you can literally cosplay memes. There's people that cosplay literal censor bars and go up to risque dressed women and censor them for pictures.
That's cute.
Like you can
funny.
literally dress as whatever you want.
You can create your own character. We actually
You
had several
can.
instances of that this
It's also
weekend.
true.
Some were
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
It's also crossover characters.
Mm-hmm. Yes, one of my friends actually, her and her husband in a group won an award for a masquerade at DragonCon one year because they did apocalyptic DC characters.
Fun.
And then they did
That's
steampunk DC characters the next year and won another award.
Jason wants to do a.
I don't want to. That's my idea.
So literally, if you think of a character, say you wanted to be Blade, but like post-apocalyptic.
That's what it feels like.
say you wanted to do that, design that and wear it because people are going to pick up on it.
Word.
It's
Can I
the-
walk in there with a sword?
Yes. Mostly.
always read weapons
Well, I mean,
regulations because
Georgia's open carry.
they do weapons check like at the door.
Yeah.
Every hotel badge check, weapons check is very intense.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
I do too, especially with so many people.
Guys, I don't understand what the problem is. The safety's on.
Yeah.
On the sword?
It's safe is in the word.
All right, Christian.
Okay, I amended it as soon as you tapped me.
Yeah.
So within the late night stuff,
Yes.
what
He
is
wants to
late
party.
night?
Parties,
He wants to party.
raves.
I mean, as in like as far as
Time.
like 10 p.m.
Christian's bedtime is like 9 p.m. So he's-
I'm a tired boy.
That's kind of where we're all at.
When it comes to DragonCon, time is not a construct. Like literally, people will be up until 4 or 5, 6 in the morning partying.
Not this people.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
No, not this people.
There are people who
Not
do not
those
sleep.
people.
There are people who do
But
not
there-
sleep.
If any of y'all need us after 8, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to email us.
Yeah.
Like,
We'll make
Like,
appointments.
Say you go to the room at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then at like 10:30, 11, you're like, man, I kind of want to drink. Go downstairs. The bar will be open, my friend. Literally.
it's gonna be all hopped up in Mountain Dew.
What are we doing?
Mountain
Well,
Dew.
And I mean, and depending
I
on
know what
what
you're doing.
track you choose, there's like late night anime viewing. There's late night, there's
be
like a
cool.
video room.
Right.
From what I remember, there's a video room that like plays some movies and stuff like that. Like there's always
be sick.
There's
that'd-
always
yeah.
something going on.
That'd be fun to like watch retro movies and stuff together.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like
that'd be fun.
There's always something going on at DragonCon. So depending on which way you want to go with it, and utilizing that app again is a lifesaver. But there's always something to do. You will
Word.
not be bored at DragonCon, and if you are, there is something wrong with you. And I say that to everyone. There's something wrong with you if you're bored at DragonCon.
You know what's funny? There is a track that's called the Brit track.
What is that?
It's for British culture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Word?
say what? No. So the Dragon Con
street talk.
is not, so it's not necessarily all sci-fi and not necessarily all science fiction. So Brit track would be just like Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
And
You didn't go with Doctor Who first?
well, no. I mean, no, because to me that's essentially what it came out. Yeah, but that's what
Yeah,
it came
pop
out. It's
culture,
like Downton Abbey or
James Bond.
well, maybe
Sherlock Holmes, yeah.
or like some of the other. I'm trying to remember the mystery series that my mom and watches and my dad watches.
The
So,
broad horizon.
Yeah.
Literal people from Ghost Hunters are typically guests there.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
of the tracks is
Paranormal
the X
stuff?
track, which is for paranormal.
cool.
That's not what I
tracks.
was
Like literally, I know, but
It's just
no,
White Ox.
literally,
Right.
like
That's yeah.
the
need 3
tracks.
of those
The
to make
tracks
it.
range from typical. I mean, what you would see at a convention to You don't see ghost hunters at Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo. No,
Say
offense,
Ghostbusters.
Jeremy, nudge, nudge. But you see what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like you don't see that. DragonCon is like it tries to encompass as much as it humanly can.
Ooh, there's a horror track.
Yes, there is. And
there's a
it's
horror
so
track.
good.
I will not be there.
Horror.
I will not be there.
Horror.
Y'all have
Horror.
all the fun.
Scary
Horror.
movie track.
You have all the fun with that.
There is
I
the
will.
Yeah,
Silk
samesies.
Road track, the Asian cinema and culture track.
Interesting.
That would be
Um,
cool.
Wait, say that again.
Asian
Silk Road.
cinema and
Asian
culture.
cinema.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
There's
a
a
full
very
cinema track.
specific military sci-fi track.
Mm-hmm.
So not just sci-fi, but military sci-fi.
Yeah.
Like what would fall under that?
Probably Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
and-
Things like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
High fantasy track. There's a
Okay.
filk singing track.
What is
not
that?
folk. Filk. Filk is the music of fandom by fans for fans. Come sing with us.
Oh,
So
interesting. That's
basically
cool.
Like
Oh,
cover
yeah.
artists like Jonathan
Right.
Young that,
Okay.
that sing a lot of.
So it's like
Sing along.
it's like fan fiction, but music
Sure.
and cover stuff.
Not necessarily.
No.
It's more
Yeah.
like you have, say you have like Simple and Clean. Okay, you have people that do covers of that do covers of anime songs or gaming songs, and they've gotten a following with that.
Okay.
That's kind of
Mhm,
their
mhm.
track. in a
Got it.
sense.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
they're covering these popular songs in sci-fi nerd culture kind of things.
Okay. Cool.
Your cosplay only has one small pocket. What do you put in it?
Excellent.
Your driver's license.
Ah,
See?
Ah,
yeah,
yes.
that's smart.
That
smart.
checks out.
Because I'm going to tell you, if you try to get into some of these events without it, it's not going to fly.
Mm.
They will escort you from the building.
Wow.
The whole
Worse than
building?
trying to vote.
One other suggestion I will have is that, and I know it's going to sound stupid, fanny pack's going to be your best friend
Ooh, yeah.
because you have everything in front of you.
Yes.
You have everything in front of
Right.
you, in
Right.
your line of view that you're going to need. So
Fanny.
Eat Sleep Nerd fanny packs coming soon to shop.eatsleepnerd.com.
Okay,
We call them fanny packs or waist totes.
I'm not wearing a fanny pack.
Exactly.
I'll wear like a crossbody.
Oh, like a sling?
Yeah, I want a
What is that?
sling.
An ESN
No,
sling.
Brit, I'm real
Call it-
wide.
Call it
I'm
a
real wide.
body sling.
I'm wide.
Body sling. From Eat Sleep Nerd. We wear it over your shoulders. And you okay, I'm gonna stop.
That's
Keep
weird.
on.
I was curious where that's going.
I didn't know where it's going. It's just
Eatsleepnerd.com. Eat Sleep Nerd, 1,000 years. Eat Sleep Nerd.
It was going nowhere. So let's wrap this thing up. If you're listening over on podcast, make sure you go check out youtube.com/@eatsleepnerd to see us in visual form with your eyeballs. You can see all of our nice matching jerseys.
right.
see my cool glasses.
Mhm.
Me and my cool
Glasses.
My glasses.
If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe if you're not already. Click like, leave some comments. Go watch our other videos, leave some comments there as well, and some likes. Go subscribe again if you got multiple accounts. Make sure you share us with your friends. That's the most important part. Make sure you share us with your friends and family and neighbors and your pets and stuff
Sharing
like that.
is caring.
You
Why does it sound like you're about to
so
cry?
it's like, please share, please share. It's so much.
I don't know why that came out like that.
You seem very passionate plea.
All right, since Jason's here in person.
Hey,
Never mind.
okay,
Never mind, we're done. No. Jason,
What?
what are some things that nerds should be doing before they come see us at DragonCon this year?
Well, they got a couple months before they see us. So one thing they should do is definitely send us their ideas and their thoughts on what we need to learn about DragonCon and what we need to do for our team.
Love that.
Yes,
I got Brit. What do I need those for?
So,
yes, we do have our resident expert. In any case, subscribe, like Corey said. Subscribe, like, share our videos. But most importantly, eat, sleep, and nerd.
Take it easy, baby!